What is going on, guys? John here from John's Fishing Channel. Thanks for tuning in. I gotta secure my waterproof camera. Here with the world's most annoying fishing dog, Thor. Got my musky rod. I've also got 4 new setups that I'll be trying out today, along with the new tackle box. Pretty awesome. I got a Plano tackle box. It's camouflage. Came with a couple containers. Got all my new stuff in it. But I'm using a couple new rods. I have some St. Croix Legend Tournament bait casters with some Shimano reels on it, which are pretty cool. And I got 2 new spinning rods for worm fishing. So I have on the Shimano bait caster, I actually have 30-pound braided test, so I'm going to put a rubber frog on this today. I have a spinner bait on the other rod, and then I'm running a drop shot rig on one spinning rod, which is a G Loomis rod, and then I also have just a worm on a regular St. Croix rod. Not a regular St. Croix rod, it's pretty awesome. And the spinning reels are Shimano 3000s, which are really pretty cool. So I'm back up here for a few days. I get a chance to make a few more fishing videos. I'm really excited about it. Alrighty, so I am going to be using one of these smaller frogs today, throwing this on my 30-pound braided test. I will be only really throwing this frog into the short cast into lily pads. I'll have this ready. I'm going to throw Palomar knot on y'all. One of the secrets to this knot is actually getting it wet. It's a self-tightening knot. Actually learned it from Rich Tauber, who's a friend of mine. He's a bass guide in Southern California. Just a fantastic guy to go fishing with. But then my friend Jeff down in San Diego, who I also went fishing with, kind of explained the importance to me of getting the line wet before you tie these knots on. And I tell you what, he'd be proud of that knot, that bait, and that rod. So I am setting up on this point right here. I'm going to start out throwing a rubber worm. Just a weighted jig with a rubber worm on it. And I'm seeing a lot of action. There's Kenobi. Kenobi, you want to go out in the boat? I gotta come get you. Typical Kenobi. Too bad I didn't have my head cam on for that, huh, Doodle? So I just went and picked up Kenobi. He stepped into the boat, and I started to drive off. And little Thor decided to jump off on the dock, and we were pulling away, and he had to make a Indiana Thor jump to get back on the boat. All right, so here's the first log. Got our first fish of the day on the line. He was right where he should have been, right by that log. This is actually the first fish I've ever caught on this St. Croix rod. It's a Legend Elite. It's a 7-foot rod. I'm running a Shimano 3000 FG on it with 10-pound test. And it handles like a dream. Cool. Fish number 1 in the boat. And I bought these plastic worms that actually float. That way, when a fish throws your worm, you can go get it. And you don't leave it in the lake, and you're not littering. And you get to use your worm again. So here's the log that there's a bass sitting right underneath that log. I just blew him out of there, but that's the log I was talking about. But there's right over here, about 75 feet to my right, there's just a gigantic vertical log that's about almost 90 degrees up, straight up and down. All right, so my line's actually moving through the water right now. I'm gonna reel down and set the hook on this fish. Not very big, but we're not complaining. A lot of energy. Nice looking largemouth bass. Alright, this is going to be the money cast right here. The log is about 25 feet in front of me. I don't know if you can see it under the water, but it's right there. And a bass just came up and took my worm. It's in his mouth. I can see it. That's so cool. All right, here we go. little bit nicer of a fish. Again, he was sitting right at the bottom of that log. Go ahead and bring him in. Say hello to my little friend. A little bit of a nicer fish. I have a feeling that if I sit here and fish long enough, I'll catch a nice fish. Not bad. It's a beautiful day. No wind. It's probably 80 degrees outside right now. A little bit of cloud cover, lots of sun. It's humid, the pressure's up. The fish are just gonna be biting like crazy today. All right, fish number 3. Same log. You know, bass often they'll sit underneath logs because there's shadows there and they kind of blend in a little better, so bait fish don't see them. They have protection from birds. This is a decent sized fish. And a lot of times, you know, when you get a fish on like this, I mean not like this, but he wants to pull, he wants to take line, you know, let him, it's a nice fish. Let him run it out, you know, let him have line, let him swim around, let him waste all that energy, so when you bring him up to the boat, you don't have to fight him as hard to get him inside. It's a nice fish. Nice fish, holy smokes. Wow. Holy smokes. That's picture worthy. See how many inches this bad boy is. Just so you guys can get a full measurement. This is a 17-inch largemouth. All right, thank you very much, fish. Have a good day. All right, where's my log? Crap, I think I just blew it out. Did I float over it? No, it's right in front of me. I haven't quite gotten there. Well, that was fun. And here's my worm floating. Re-rig that bad boy. Hit this log again. I know there's a bigger one down there. This worm in particular is light. It floats, so it's sinking very slowly. So I have to let it sit for a good, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 seconds for it to get down to the bottom where the bigger fish are sitting. Whoa, look at that. Tiny little dead fish. There's like 20 of them. Weird. Weird. Seen a lot of dead panfish in this lake this year. I don't know what that means. If you guys have any idea, but I mean, I've counted at least 12 to 20 dead floating fish, not including these little tiny ones, but I mean panfish, sunfish. And the birds aren't eating them. You know, they're floating along in the water all day and they finally get bloated and rotten, but the birds aren't eating, so there probably is something wrong with them. It kind of like freaks me out. What's going on with the fish? Alright, so we got another customer down at the worm shop. In about 6 feet of water. And like I said, there's probably a 7-8 foot log that just comes vertically straight out of the bottom of the lake. It's been a pretty good spot for big fish. This worm is so light that I don't actually even need to move it. I just need to wiggle my line. And that in turn will just wiggle the bait. There we go. Oof. That was a nice hit, but he spit it out. Like I said, you just wiggle that line. It just kicks in those instincts, and they can't resist. They have to bite every time. Alright. So we got another fish. Not even nearly as big as the last one. He's got spirit though, I'll give him that. Yes, you do. Bam! Got another one on the log. A little small one. These rods are amazing. Right now I'm just using weighted jig. I'll probably switch over to drop shot here in a little bit. I know there's a bigger bass down there. I'm going to get you. Alright, I'm going to switch over to a white worm. White, of course, best imitates bait fish. So it's a little bit different of a presentation for the fish down there. Alright, we got another customer. Line's going through the water. Not a very big fish. But these new setups are amazing. I could just, the way the rod is designed and the way the reel is designed, it just makes for a really, really great experience. I could feel the fish on the line every time. The sensitivity is just fantastic. Get this lure out of here, get you back in the water. Throw another one out to my log. I have a monster fish or a monster stick. I think it's a monster stick. Alright, well, I'm just working the shoreline now. See what we got here. This fish was sitting right. Ooh. 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 Woo-hoo! Little dude bear. We got fish on. Stay down, my friend. Excuse me, Thor. Holy smokes, holy smokes, holy smokes, holy smokes, holy smokes, holy smokes. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's gotta be 20 inches. That's what she said. That is a 19-inch largemouth. They're right off this point. I have a feeling there's probably one or two more big ones out here. I think I just got thiefed. Lost my worm. Bass like points, and they also like structure. So the fact that there's a point right here and there's a tree that comes off of it is just, it's prime time fishing. I mean, it's such a good spot for bass. I have one of them right now, and I think it's a nice one. Yep. Not as nice as the last one. Hope I'm recording. That's not that nice at all. Get in here. Get in here, little guy. I mean, it's nice. I'm not gonna say it's not nice. It is nice. This rod just feels amazing, by the way, too. It's St. Croix Legend Elite. It's a nice one. 10-pound test. A little bit heavier line than we were using in the last few videos. Thor, sit down. Sit down. Big fish coming in the boat. Not as big as the last one I caught, but still pretty damn nice. Nice fish. Look at that. He got bit by a muskie on his lip. Poor guy. You've been through a lot. Oh my gosh. There was another one just right underneath the boat. Oh man. Another big fish right underneath the boat. Oh boy. I don't think this is a big fish, but there's big fish out there, so he's got to act fast. He's like, man, I can't get nothing to eat around here. I'm so small. And when I do get something to eat, I get yanked out of the water by people like you. And let me tell you what, it's a real pain in the bunghole. Here we go. Bam. It's a nice one. Fat belly on him. Just pulling fish off this like it's going out of style. and just wiggling it around, driving them crazy. Can't play. I'm playing a little golf this afternoon. It's just it's been a fantastic vacation. I have 3 or 4 more days of making fishing videos before Nikki and I head back to California, so I'm trying to knock out 3 a day. I know it's a lot, but the fish are biting. I got new rods and reels, new line, new hooks, new equipment. I mean, this is just the perfect setup to catch fish. I won't be losing as many fish as I have in the past. But yeah, I really stepped my game up here with this stuff. Big shout out to my pops for letting me come up to the cabin and buying me a fishing rod, taking me out fishing, and not only that, but teaching me how to fish. It's been an invaluable life skill and a passion that I've had my entire life, all because my dad took me fishing as a child and showed me, you know, a wonderful experience and how magical fishing can really be. You know, it's an amazing feeling, I guess. And I hope you all get a chance someday to catch fish. Why, hello, Kenobi. Sitting in front of the boat. You really love fishing. I don't know if you like fishing. You love being out in the boat, though. Good boy. It's nice to have a fishing buddy. And then there was you. Got a loon out in front of the boat, coming in to say hello. Hola, Monsieur Leon. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to wrap up this episode of John's Fishing Channel. I forgot to tell you, it's about 80 degrees, blue skies, partly cloudy. The humidity up, the pressure's up, and the fish are just going wild today. So I'm going to go eat lunch. I'm going to come back out and make another fishing video. I got to unload all the stuff on the GoPro here. But give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, favorite this video. You guys watching my fishing videos means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. This is something I'm very passionate about. I love to fish, and the fact that I can share that with you means a lot to me. So thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Oh man, that's a big fish.